Hey guys, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn. Still trying to wrap up work. Probably have a few more hours to do, but it's after 5, and I guess I'm probably not the only person who works from home and winds up working longer. But this has been a great way for me to just like blow off a little steam at the end of a long day. And so I had a thought for you guys where I was talking about my woman-to-woman chats. And there's another thing that's getting on my nerves the older that I'm getting. Being 58, I'm not really old, but I'm pretty much getting there where I am annoyed by things and I want to be able to give my opinion. It seems that everyone else can give their opinion, so why can't I give my opinion? And you could probably put me in the category of that aunt that will, say pretty much anything, minus the profanity, of course. But today I'm talking about how I just feel so sad that it feels that a lot of young women are being led down a bad path by female celebrities. The image that's being put in front of young women is, one, you don't need to get married or think about that until you've had a chance to establish your career, live your best life, travel, go on all these trips and do whatever, and wait until you get into your 30s. I heard Wendy Williams say that on her show when it was, really successful and she didn't have all the health issues that she's been plagued with. And I was like thinking, time out. If you wait until you're 30, 35 to start earnestly looking for someone, in a country where, for Black women, where we're under 15% of the population, and if you're looking for just Black men, I'm not saying that you should. Before I met my husband, I had opened up my horizons because I think, a Black woman could find a Hispanic husband, a white husband. You can find whatever kind of husband you open your mind to and that you personally find attractive. And so that's one bad thing. But also popular culture and the celebrities that are popular today are helping shape the ideals that we believe Black women should adhere to. One, Brazilian butt lifts. A lot of women are thinking that they need to enhance, what God gave them in order to get men. If you did a survey of a lot of men, and I've seen videos on YouTube where men say that they want, natural. They don't want BBLs, and there's so many complications. And there's so many women that are happily married and have been married over 31 years that don't have hardly anything going on in their trunk. There's no junk in the trunk. For some reason, God didn't want to put any there, and they're able, me included, to find a husband that loves me, that thinks my little booty is cute. Although I know that some men that are being interviewed on social media where they say they prefer natural, maybe the same ones who say, they don't want a woman who doesn't have big boobs or who doesn't want a big butt. But you really have to realize that you are enough in your current state. And if there are things that you can change naturally, like going to the gym, being fit, I do agree with Kevin Samuels, the person who used to do a lot of videos on YouTube, talking about, women who are trying to find husbands. Men do often want people that are fit. So not saying that you got to look like, like the average workout person who goes and has a 6-pack or an 8-pack or whatever. Not saying that, but that you're at your best shape and where you are physically fit, to the best of your ability. I think that a lot of guys find that sexy, and your body will be happy that you did that. So you're doing that for you, and not just for the guys that you want to attract, but you really need to start thinking about what guys are actually looking for. Are they looking for, eyelashes that, that seem to do this when when you're looking back at them? Are they looking for a BBL? Are they actually looking for enhanced boobs? Like I know Wendy Williams got enhanced boobs, but did that keep her husband, from cheating any more than the woman with an A cup? Probably not. And then I see women like Megan Thee Stallion talking about WAP, and I can't even say what that term stands for, and I've never heard the song actually. I've heard people talking about it, but I don't want to hear that. That's leading a woman down a path thinking that just because you're is something that supposedly is impressive, but no disrespect to her, but a WAP didn't keep some fool from trying to shoot her in the feet. I don't see her, with any long-term successful relationships. Or you might see someone with Cardi B, like saying going to the strip club with your man, or even Wendy Williams used to talk about going to the strip club with her husband. I see these women just doing the most and trying to do all these things that may or may not be things that they want to do, thinking that that will lead to success in a relationship. And Cardi B is probably on the verge of divorce again. I don't know if she and her husband will actually divorce this time, but what they're showing as, hashtag goals that a lot of women are looking at, I don't think they really are, goals for what your marriage should look like. You probably should look at some real life people, where you might see success in marriage to get a better idea. Because all of this high profile social media stuff, where you might see the Dwayne Wades and Gabrielle Unions, you might see the Jay-Z's and Beyonce. And to me, like when I see people, just bragging about just everything in their sexual lives, which I don't understand why that's being done, why a woman who sings as beautifully as she does is as beautiful as she is, why she has to run around all the time with no clothes on, and then you see her husband fooled around. So all of these things that you see that look glamorous and shiny like they're gold, they don't necessarily keep a man. And I remember the woman Superhead years ago, she was talking about her sexual prowess in that area. Did that lead to a happy long-term marriage for her? No, it didn't. It gave her like a moment in the spotlight, but it didn't lead to any kind of lasting success career-wise or relationship-wise. Who else am I thinking about too? Just so many people you see. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. I remember years ago when they asked her how did they keep their marriage, spicy, and she was talking about, Will with petals of roses and running bath water. And my husband actually said, the real man is the guy who's here day in and day out and who's not, gone for 4 to 6 months out of a year, who's with his wife day to day. And I remember saying, boy, I wish I could go hiking in Norway, because Jada was talking about, how that's what they were getting ready to do. And then years later, you find out they're not even living together. She's sleeping with, one of her son's best friend, a guy that's living with them. If that would have been a man in a similar situation, women would have been outraged, but because it's her, she gets a pass. And then, you're thinking that those are the goals you should aspire to. Not necessarily. Stop looking at other people to really tell you what you want to be happy. What you should be doing is looking within, being happy with what you currently have, making sure that you're the absolute best that you can be, in your natural strength. And I think that will lead to the relationship goals that you really want to achieve. And I think, another thing too, society makes it seem that you have to be hypersexual. Like I said, you see a woman like Beyonce making it seem like in order to be successful career-wise, you need to be half naked. Let me get on a conference call and try to show the little boobs I have. That's not going to empower me or give me any kind of career success. But in the entertainment industry, it does. So women shouldn't be looking to these ladies for more than anything other than entertainment. And I think that's what young women are doing, looking, saying, just because she's singing about single ladies, she's married, and just because, she's singing about, the high profile sexual relationship she's having with her husband, is what you need to be doing. What a lot of, all of this, dialogue and propaganda is leading young women to do is to do the most, to get burned up, used up, burned out and used up. And then when you finally meet your Mr. Right, you are jaded and you have all this excess baggage that a lot of young men or older men aren't going to find appealing. And then you'll start blaming the guy, saying, oh, well, he just wants white women. He doesn't want black women. They don't respect us. They're trying to hold us to the ideals of other, ethnic groups, when really we may need to start looking within. When we're reduced to twerking like at a Essence Fest, and then we want to say that that there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of men aren't liking that. But what we've become so accustomed to is either caring about only what we want, what celebrities are doing, or what society is saying, yeah, this is what you should be doing. And you don't realize that your potential husband or mate is not thrilled by the behaviors that you're doing. And also that this stuff follows you in your career. If somebody happened to see you at an Essence Fest on your hands and knees with your booty up in the air, what's the purpose of that? Other than you in an entertainment setting that's private. But I don't really see what value add that has for mature women. And then to hear women defending that. Essence used to be something that spoke to the ideals for black women. And so now just everyone has gone crazy, and no one will say that the emperor is wearing no clothes. But here I am saying this needs to stop. We need to be the beautiful black queens that we are and do something different. We need to pivot, look at ourselves. And last thing, like say if you went to a car lot and then the people had cars that were busted, the tires were broken, there were high mileages and high prices on the vehicles that they had, you'd walk away. You wouldn't shop at that car lot. And so like if you had the car dealer or owner of the car dealership saying, oh, well, see, those people, they just want Mercedes and we're buying Toyota, we sell Toyotas, and so they're not shopping here because they just want, some other type of car, instead of looking at the fact that the quality that you're putting out there is not what the buyer, namely in this instance, what men are actually looking for. So I would encourage you to take a little pulse check and see what the quality of man that you're looking for, what is he actually looking for? Am I attracting the type of man that I'm looking for? If you're looking for a man who's into BBLs, that likes twerking, in public settings, and who, wants your eyelashes to go like this, who wants you to have a huge wig, where, you can see the lace front, and you're working out with a huge wig and everybody knows you're wearing a wig. If that's the kind of guy that you're trying to attract, then bravo, don't listen to me, keep it moving. But if you're looking for something different and you haven't gotten the results that you want, let's talk. Maybe it's time to reevaluate. But anyway, your girl's got to get back to work. And hopefully this was of value to someone. My opinions are my opinions, so I'm not going to argue with you, but I will engage in a healthy debate or discussion. Would love to do it. Hit me up. Talk to you soon. Until then, take care.